Hi, my name is Alan from Alan Wee Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the latest government land sale result for the Jalan Tembusu government land sale tender. As you all know, the highest bid came from Sim Lian Group at 828.8 million or 1069 psfppr. This is 22% lower than the 1302 psfppr paid by CDL and MCL Land for the Tembusu Grand site. Does this mean land cost is coming down? Will lower land costs translate to lower selling price in future? Going forward, does this mean that property price is going to come down by 22%? On another note, what if you have committed to one of the new launch most recently? What does it mean for you? What if you fail to get a nice ballot number to be eligible for the more affordable unit? Is this a blessing in disguise to you? In today's video, I will address all your concerns. Let's head over to Tanjong Katong now. This 2-hectare site was put up for tender under the government land sale program. It can accommodate up to 840 dwelling units. Location-wise, it is located in Tanjong Katong vicinity that is highly sought after for its eateries, popular primary schools, and most importantly, the appeal in staying in the East Coast. This site is directly across the Tembusu Grand condominium that is currently under construction. There are only 2 bidders in this tender. This means developers are concerned on the ample supply of new homes in this area after Tembusu Grand, the Continuum, and Grand Diamond. Not forgetting, there are also a few smaller sites that are going to be launched in the coming months ahead. Sim Lian Group offered the top bid of 828.8 million or 1069 psfppr. This is only 0.1% or 800,000 higher than the 828 million submitted by a joint venture between CDL and Fraser Property. So zun ah, I buy Toto also not so zun leh. Seriously, this person that calculate the winning bid must deserve a pay raise and fat bonuses. This incident only recalled me of another close bid for the Pine Grove GLS site, which is currently known as Pine Tree Hill. The difference between the top and second highest bidder was only $800 apart. I realized the bidder loved to play with 800 to 800,000. Next time, let me tell you, don't need to waste so much money. Bid $8 higher, can already. Here, let me use HProp to support my data. Based on a land cost of 1069 psfppr, the break-even cost is 1911 psf. Based on a 15% profit margin, the developer can easily sell them for 2,200 per square feet. But will Sim Lian be selling at this price when next door Tembusu Grand is already trending 2464 psf and sold close to 57% to date? Whereas the Continuum has been 34% sold at 2732 psf. Singhai sold 55% units of the 1,000 units at Grand Diamond and an average price of about 2,500 per square feet. Sim Lian will study the market condition carefully and may launch it at a slightly lower price since they have a lot of margin. But don't expect them to sell cheap. They are already in an advantageous position since they pay 22% lower than the 1302 psfppr for the Tembusu Grand site, or 26% lower than the 1350 psfppr for the Grand Diamond site. I feel that they can easily market them at 2,300 per square feet with a 20% profit margin. Some analysts interpret the lower land cost due to the change in policy regarding the floor area harmonization, which came into effect from 1st June 2023 and may translate to smaller efficiency. This may result in the total sellable area to be reduced by up to 5%. I may have to partially agree on that, but I doubt the 22% difference is directly result of these policies. On the 1st of September 2022, URA announced the harmonization of floor area definition with SLA, BCA, and SCDF. In short, different government agencies adopt different floor area measurement for various purposes. This creates confusion for property owners who wish to carry out addition and alternation work within their strata units. Here, what are the changes? Firstly, GFA will now be measured up to the middle of external walls. For balcony spaces, GFA will be measured up to the middle of the outermost vertical structures. These are some examples. You can refer to the links for more information. Secondly, GFA exemption areas. Aircon ledges, they are proposed to be retained as common properties are similar to reinforced concrete or RC ledges. Hence, common property like aircon ledges will now be exempted from GFA up to 2 meters in wide to align with the current GFA treatment for RC ledges. Based on my interpretation, hopefully it is correct. Buyer don't need to pay for aircon ledges anymore, provided it is up to 2 meters in wide. Thirdly, removal of voids. Voids, whether internal or external, will be excluded from strata area computation. Does this mean no more loft unit and those unpractical furniture decks? What does all this mean to you as a consumer? I think these are great news. Finally, the authority have listened and redefined the definition of GFA. This means consumer don't need to pay for additional void area or overly sized aircon ledges. Here, back to the million-dollar question. The lower land cost for this Jalan Tembusu GLS site may not be reflective that the overall land cost is coming down. I have observed that the number of bidders is getting fewer other than EC sites. Hence, developers are more cautious of market condition ahead. On another point, there are also more sites for them to choose from. This could explain the fewer bids it received. Will lower land costs lead to lower selling price? Developers have no incentive to do charity by selling you cheaper. If they can get the site at a lower price, this means they can earn a better margin by selling it higher. If the market turns for the worse, this means they will make less profit by selling with a discount. Anyway, they wouldn't lose money building homes in Singapore. This brings us back to the last theory. Will lower selling price translate to lower property prices? Unless all developers do a great Singapore sale and sell all their inventory cheaper than resale prices, this will definitely cause property prices to plunge. Otherwise, this scenario is highly unlikely. Anyway, property prices will continue to stay elevated except for external shocks. In conclusion, the key question now is whether URA will award the site to Sim Lian. If they do, this means that land cost is coming down a significant 22% in just 18 months? Does this mean government policy to cool the market has worked? Does lower land costs also mean property price will correct 22% down the road? I seriously doubt so. What I can only say to those that failed to get a unit in recent launch, this could be a blessing in disguise if Sim Lian priced to sell them a year from now. This will indirectly affect the rest of the current launches. This means property developers will have 12 months time to clear stock. That's all. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, share and subscribe if I have value add to your property journey. See you soon.